Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's much more likely to talk big than to go far. He's smart and full of clever ideas, but he doesn't have the staying power to push through hard work or boring tasks. When things get tough, he prefers to step back rather than push through.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When trouble hits at work, he tends to slip away rather than face the storm. Instead of bouncing back quickly, he might become quiet, pull back, or even avoid responsibility, leaving you to guess what's really going on. He isn't the type to rally and try again with energy. Setbacks often make him retreat.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work may not find him easy to get along with. He isn't warm or very considerate and often skips polite gestures, which can make coworkers feel ignored or dismissed. He's firm in his opinions, and that can come off as pushy or rude.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you rise in your career, he's unlikely to cheer you on or share your joy. He may not say much, but inside he could feel left out or a bit threatened by your success. Instead of celebrating together, he may quietly withdraw, making you wonder if you did something wrong.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, it's very likely he'll feel insecure, even if he doesn't say it out loud. He won't pick fights, but you may notice him growing distant, keeping things to himself, or acting cold. Over time, this can make you feel lonely or guilty for your success.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't very careful with money and may not have a clear plan for saving or spending wisely. He'll likely forget to keep track of expenses or pay bills on time and might buy things on impulse just because he likes them. You may see him ignore financial details or let things pile up, which can cause problems later.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He's the kind of person who might pretend to be richer than he is. You'll notice him spending on fancy things or acting like money isn't a worry, even if his bank balance says otherwise. This can lead to stress or surprises you didn't expect.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He isn't very open handed or warm hearted. When it comes to money, he's likely to hold back and may not spend generously or share easily. If kindness and generosity matter to you, you may feel disappointed by his behavior.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He tends to be secretive when it comes to money. You may find yourself guessing where the money goes or discover purchases he didn't mention. This secretive nature can lead to trust issues and arguments down the line.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He probably sees housework as your responsibility, not something to share. He isn't likely to offer help with cleaning, cooking, or everyday chores and may expect you to handle things on your own. This attitude can leave you feeling exhausted and unappreciated.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is more likely to stand back and watch rather than actually help with chores or diapers. Instead of rolling up his sleeves and joining you in daily tasks, he might just give advice or point out what needs to be done, expecting you to do the work. Over time, this can leave you feeling tired and unsupported.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He isn't likely to try and see things from your side. Instead of listening or trying to understand your feelings, he may jump straight to defending himself or arguing just to prove he's right. The conversation can feel one sided with little space for your thoughts or emotions.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he won't usually shout or become openly aggressive, but he can say things that feel cold or hurtful without raising his voice. He may use sharp words or give you the silent treatment, making you feel small or ignored. This quiet anger can still leave a deep mark, causing pain and loneliness.
Does he have a bad temper?
He doesn't get angry very quickly. He tends to keep his feelings inside rather than explode. However, just because he's not shouting, don't ignore the other signs. His habit of withdrawing and saying hurtful things quietly can be just as damaging as open anger.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He rarely says sorry or takes responsibility when things go wrong. Instead of admitting his mistake, he might quietly blame you or make you feel like it's your fault, even if it isn't. In a healthy relationship, both people own up and try to make things better.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may not fully respect your boundaries or quickly understand that no means no. If you set limits or say you're uncomfortable, he might push back, try to change your mind, or ignore your feelings instead of stopping right away. This can make you feel unsafe or unheard in the relationship.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he's likely to take it personally when you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of respecting your feelings, he might act distant, cold, or hurt, making you feel guilty for saying no. This can put pressure on you and create tension in your relationship.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You may find it hard to trust him to handle private moments with true care. There's a risk he might not see the harm in using something personal you shared against you or making you feel small if you disagree or upset him later. In a strong relationship, what happens in private should always be safe and protected.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's not very likely to stay loyal and can be easily distracted by other women. You may notice him paying more attention to others, flirting, or acting as if new excitement is more interesting than commitment. This can cause hurt and trust issues that aren't easy to fix.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He isn't likely to be openly possessive, controlling, or constantly suspicious. Instead, he's more distant and keeps to himself rather than watching your every move or trying to control you. While he probably won't get jealous often, you still need someone who is loving, engaged, and supports you.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, with him, what may seem like protective isn't usually about being controlling. He doesn't show much interest in managing your choices or keeping tabs on you. so you may not feel smothered or restricted. True protection means being present, supportive, and gentle, not being absent or withdrawn.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will most likely expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. Don't count on him to step in or share the load, whether it's helping with homework, playing, or handling tough situations. Parenting should be a true partnership, with both parents sharing joys and struggles.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will usually stay quiet and distant rather than losing his temper or shouting. You won't see big angry outbursts, but you may notice him withdrawing, going silent, or giving the cold shoulder instead of helping or comforting. Kids need patience and gentle guidance when mistakes happen, not just quiet disappointment.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He's not very likely to actively support your role as both a mother and as your own person. He may be uninterested in your achievements or daily struggles, leaving you to handle everything on your own. This can make you feel invisible or undervalued, as if your hard work and wishes don't matter.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, you might find yourself wondering that with him. He may seem okay with your career at first, but once a child arrives, he's unlikely to step up and share parenting duties or show true support. His lack of teamwork and interest warns that his support may fade when life changes.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's likely to just act polite on the surface without showing real warmth or building genuine relationships with your parents. You might notice him going through the motions, greeting them, or making small talk without getting truly involved or caring about their feelings. Family gatherings could feel formal or distant with little effort to connect or help out. He is more likely to expect your family to change for him rather than making an effort to adjust himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's unlikely to handle it calmly or help ease the situation. Instead of stepping in with patience or kindness, he may quietly withdraw, act cold, or ignore the problem, which can make you feel even more alone and stressed. Shared strength makes tough times easier to bear.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might act modern and easygoing with you in private, but expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife when his relatives are around. He may not stand up for you if family expectations make you uncomfortable, letting you handle the pressure to follow old customs or rules on your own. While he won't force you with anger, his lack of support can leave you feeling stuck between two worlds.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's likely to stay out of it rather than support you or take your side. You may find him withdrawing quietly or acting neutral, leaving you to deal with the stress and problems on your own. He probably won't speak up for you or try to help, even if his family is being unfair.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He isn't really a mummy's boy. He doesn't get deeply involved or emotionally attached to his mother. However, this also means he's unlikely to choose your side or support you strongly in a conflict. This lack of involvement can leave you feeling alone, as if you must handle family issues by yourself.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He's not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He tends to keep things to himself, staying quiet about personal matters. You deserve a partner who is open with you, even if he doesn't overshare with others.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being in a relationship with this man means carrying most of the weight on your own, day after day. He's smart and has good ideas, but he keeps his feelings and involvement at a distance.